Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome into a brand new series on the channel. I've been wanting to do a colony simulator, colony builder on the channel for quite a while. At least something that we get to kind of play around with, and I've had my eyes on this one since it demoed out in Steam early this year. Yes, this is called IXION. It is a colony builder built in space, on a space station that is going to have a very, very cool and unique function in of the fact that it's going to be the attempt at trying to save humanity from itself. So we're going to kick off a new game here. I've loaded it up, made sure a few things are going correctly. We may have a little bit of issues with the volume. The game is rather loud from the start, so I've done a little bit of turning things down. So by all means, if it's too loud, let me know. If it's too quiet, let me know. I will watch it back, of course, and understand. But let's kick a new game open. We're going to watch the beginning couple of things and then have a little bit of a discussion of stuff. I will be back with you guys once we're through and onto the Tiqqun.
Launch control, we have Tiqqun clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go. Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad. Tiqqun to EMB Sharon. You have clearance for final approach. EMB Sharon, you have been assigned to Tiqqun docking bay.
I'm sorry, if all that didn't get you freaking hyped up for this game, I don't know what will. That's so cool.
Welcome on board, passengers. Shuttle EMV Sharon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tiqqun, property of DOLOS Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tiqqun. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tiqqun's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and DOLOS colonization tests.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our job. We're supposed to build a station that's capable of interstellar transport of humans from this solar system to Proxima Centauri, do some stuff, do some playing around, building colonies either on this ship or at that solar system, and then come back for a privately owned corporation that is trying to forward humanity off of the Earth. As we move forward through this story, I will admit I have played it through the demos, and the demo pretty much kind of starts you off right about here, and you get to play till, well, certain things happen. We'll see that eventually. So some of this I already know a little bit about. Some of this I don't know because I don't know where they're going to start me. But anyhow, we're going to have a few little more of these discussions. But for right now, this is the little work area that we have. And this, if I can get her to spin around, is the Tiqqun. The Tiqqun is a massive space station. Every one of these little areas is a sector, and we'll be able to unlock those sectors as we move forward as far as being able to build things. She has her own engines built into her, and there's some other things that we're going to be doing. But for right now, this is what it looks like here, and this is what the rest of the world looks like, or at least the rest of the universe. We're able to, or universe, solar system. We're going to be able to pretty much visit everything here. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of fun stuff as it goes through. But for right now, let's go back down here. And, well, we've got a couple of things we're going to have to do. We did say hi to Eden. We're going to do a few of the tutorials as far as things go. There's a definite, just general overall sense of how things work. But like I said, this is pretty much like any other colony simulator builder that you might have played. You have a tech tree that you unlock. You have different kinds of things that you get to play with. Resource management, people, fleet management. We're going to be able to actually do mining ships and trading cargo ships, things and stuff like that. We're going to have to maintain various levels of materials to keep our people working and doing things. We're going to talk about some of this as it goes. For right now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to let the tutorial kind of play out for a little bit. I'm not planning on making this a very long video. I just want to kind of get one out since this game is, like I said, been on my list and I had to wait for quite a while before it came out. So let's continue.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks personally. I'm DOLOS' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tiqqun, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vol engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. Then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the
so nice of him to be able to sit there and, you know, eat lunch while he's talking to us.
There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, you know, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tiqqun following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center DOLOS' focus on the Tiqqun, but this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tiqqun back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
So we start with the dissension into silliness. Let's go. All right, so that should be the last we have to deal with for a little bit. We're going to be currently, I guess we're already on 3 cycles, which is amazing. We have a little bit of the same controls as you always have, and of course we have tutorial views, things that are going to be able to teach you how to work with stuff. Of course, the views are going to be the internal. They're just telling you what your buttons look like. Camera controls, again, are just about as always with normal things. On the exterior, it's a little wonky. You got to be kind of careful with what you do. Because it's a mouse button 3, it will let you kind of do a little bit more things. And of course, planetary system is always the same. Well, at least gets to be able to look around the actual solar system. Buildings, construction, resource cost, all these kinds of things. Again, those of you that have played these kinds of games kind of can grasp the concept of what you're going to have to do. For right now, we're going to build these as bare minimal as we can because we're only going to have a very limited amount of resources that we're going to get to play with. But as we move on, we'll be able to kind of do a few things. As you would expect, you can place things, rotate, change things. Basically, all your buildings, one thing they do have to have is they do have to have access to a road, or else they are not able to be utilized by your colonists, your people. It's a kind of a fun little trick. I really like how it works. Again, roads are necessary as far as your mechs, your constructors to be able to get to things, and transporters to be able to move things around. So again, it's all stuff that we've all probably played with. If you know what this game, or if you're looking at this game, you know what's going on. We have sector tutorial or sector systems. Again, there are several sectors on the ship that will allow us to build in various areas, and we'll have to unlock them as we go through whatever it takes. The game will allow us to do that as we move, and then of course we can kind of play around. So like that mini map little function in here, as it shows you as we move around, we'll like say this sector's open, this sector's open. All of these little sections on the mini map are open. It's just stuff that we're going to pay attention to. And again, the same old time control that we're probably all used to using at this point in time, which means I'll probably be running it 3 capped out all the time, just depending on how things go, until we get past a couple of things. So the first thing we need to do is we need to build a workshop. Workshop is underneath this little system here. We have a workshop and we have a stockpile. First thing I want to do is I want to take this road before they tell me what to do, and I want to connect it just straight to this cargo bay. So we can get to this cargo bay once we build a workshop. And again, this is just going to be a mess for right now. We have to get all of these old stockpiles kind of cleaned up and put away before we can do anything with them. So what we'll do is we'll start with a workshop right like... And if you see the little area next to it where the arrows are pointed, the arrows on the front of this right there, those arrows need to be facing a road in order to function. So I think I'm going to just do the normal and put it right there, and then we can kind of see some things, and then we'll have a little robot come out and he's going to fix up the roads. These all require humans in order to be managing them or doing things. So we currently have 4 people in here, and they take 2 energy apiece to do some stuff. You get all kinds of nice little information on them. You can scroll in. You can even look at your little people as they do things. Now, before I get too excited, I want to make sure I hook up all of these stockpiles, or at least most of these stockpiles, to a road. So let's get a road from... We'll see, like that one can access to there. We'll do something like that. And then like that, that'll put that to there. And then I'm going to drag this one to here. Eventually what we'll probably do is take that road straight to there. There should be a spot right there. Good. I need these all to be cut. Whoop, I don't know what we just did. We'll do that. That's fine. And then I need that to go kind of right there. And then we'll let our little robots build the roads. I will probably end up dragging that one this direction too, just so we have an interconnection section so that we have a kind of circle for things to go. More workshops puts more of these little guys out so that they can do some more work. I don't think they got that road built, did they? There. Okay, cool. Now they'll get it done. I want him to do all of that before we start doing anything specific. Stockpiles, again, we're going to have to pay attention to where they actually face, and I think, given the location of some of this, we're going to put that stockpile for right now, right like that. There. Now, what we're going to need to do here, again, it's going to tell us a little thing about resources. Resources are stuff that are already around. There's various different things like iron, carbon, silicon, hydrogen, ice, waste, all those kinds of cool, fun things. Storages are going to be kind of as you would expect them to be, set up, sortable, and prioritized based on what's available. Again, supplies is going to be something that's in there, so the things that are currently laying around in the world out there in those little stockpiles are what we can put in there. And of course, we'll have the same little things that will be able to move things around. So we'll have transporters. They're going to be using the roads we just made to be able to do some of the functionality. So first thing I want to do is that I believe there's a whole bunch of iron inside this thing right now. What I want to do is I want to select iron, and I want to take the priority, which they'll kind of move the stuff. Generally, they'll move the stuff out of your docking bays first, and I probably should have not put this right here, but we need to kind of get the area right here cleared up fairly soon. So I want them to prioritize harvesting that. We're going to need this space here in a little while, so I want them to kind of start prioritizing some of the things. So they're going to have to collect 40 alloy. We're going to have to kind of just let things move around. Once we get some of this stuff going, so the workshop's up, we have a stockpile small, we should eventually get some more stockpiles. People, population in this one line, apparently we have 85 people, 85 workers. They're fairly happy right now. There's 0 housing because we haven't started to make any housing yet. Everybody's homeless, of course, and there's no cryogenic or cryonic pods for people. As we move along, we will be getting more people and we will have other things to do. But right now, we just kind of need to get a few things, well, cleaned up. So if they'd move that out of the way, it'd be great. Part of the demo is that when I was playing the demo, is I didn't bother to clear this thing out until I needed it. Hello.
I have established a connection with DOLOS's lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
All right, we get to talk to somebody else. So let's talk to them.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos's lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation, as is often the case with tools produced by my department. I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munshi, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vole jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vole jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being recorded by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
So essentially, we're playing God with other people.
A new request awaits your attention.
Yes, I know you guys want something to eat. We don't have any food anyway, so it doesn't really, well, we do have a little bit of food. I want to make sure that we get a few of these done, so we're actually going to build one right now, and we can close the transmission with her. Basically, they're going to sit there and talk to us and tell us all kinds of things like that all the time. No big deal. We're not going to worry about it. I'm going to get this guy to build this up because I want to kind of clean up some of the mess that is around the area. Again, I kind of want this stuff close up to the front here cleaned up so that we're not walking all over the place trying to get a few things done. So as soon as I get that one built, all right, cool. You're going to be iron. That means we can harvest this and iron, whatever that is, and we can harvest that one. Now, they want a communal place to eat. Of course they do. They're people. They're hungry. So let's look at our populate. Whoop, not this. Let's look at our... Where are we doing? Resolve dining problems. Again, tutorial quests, requests. Some of these will tend to be feeling a little bit like some of the other colony builders that you might have seen or played. Like, what is it? The one that you get to play in the snow with the little generator in the middle. You know, I haven't played it, I've only watched it. They're not nearly as bad, at least so far as I've found, as far as the discussions that you have to come up with, but you are going to have to keep your people happy. It's just that normal and simple. So this one is probably mad because, no, we're still doing good. We're doing good. They're just waiting on things. Event available. Again, okay, so ensure access to food is our major thing right now that we have to do. So we'll do this. Again, they're all happy. We can get out of the DLS thingy that they're talking about. So now we have to place a mess hall. A mess hall should be allowed in, I think it's food. And we can place this again. We'll put it right here close to the front here so that they have a mess hall to work with. So they'll take some of the parts, pieces of stuff, deliver it to it, and then the little mech will come out and build it for us. And then we'll have to build another one of these, which I think I can get this to do some stuff here. Maintenance, I want to make sure that we, for what it's worth, put another one of these down so that we can store our food in it and put that over here so that we have availability for it. I want to try to keep most of my stockpiles as close to this, this docking bay as possible, because the majority of our stuff coming in the initial bit is going to be coming from this docking bay. We're not going to be able to grow anything for a while, so we kind of want to make sure that we have access to other stuff. And if we're probably already screwed up, but it won't really matter at this point. So building not connected to an active stockpile is assigned to food. Good. I'm waiting on them to build this. As soon as they build that, we'll have them harvest this, and then we can go there. Alrighty, we can do that now, and we can harvest
Incoming transmission from
that.
Council member Henry Bargeville.
We're going to have plenty of these incoming transmissions in this first episode, and maybe in the next couple. It just depends on how much they want to do.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tiqqun's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tiqqun, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that DOLOS wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
That's an interesting statement, but okay. Yeah, in the beginning here, we have to explore and pick up certain things. We have to build, we have to basically build ships that are going to be living out of this area, out of this technical little thing here, and they're going to go out into the map over here, which the ship he just spoke of is this one. So right now, they have resources that we can collect, and that is going to be a small amount of food. We need to build a ship that can go speak with those guys, so we do that over here. We need a cargo ship, which we should be able to do. Now, if we notice right there, it takes 20 of those little gear icon thingies, of which we do not have found yet. So what we're going to have to do once again is build another one of these and get them moved. I got to quit hitting the E button. R is rotate. Go. We'll build another one of those, and then we'll start having them empty these other containers, of which we have a few of. Not a whole lot. We have to be fairly careful with the, whatever this stock is, I forget. Polymers. Yes, polymers. We have to be very careful with the polymers because we don't have a lot right off. So, again, we can look at tutorials here for food. They're just basically a place for them to go eat. It's a building you build that you stockpile with food storage. Eventually, we will be able to do a little bit of work with those. Now, the navigation in here, when we get to the point where we have a ship built, we're going to have a little bit more work to play with, and we'll do that in just a second. Alrighty, we need to tell that one we want it to store polymer, and then we can start dumping these. No, harvest it, please. Get all of that done. Whoops, wrong button. Wrong button. Back in, please. All right, built. Now we can start harvesting that stuff. Let's go over here. Tell them to start harvesting this one and that one. And then we can kind of move on a little bit forward. We need a few of these in order to be able to build the cargo ship that we want. So let's see. We'll wait till that says 20 and then we'll hit the button. I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, we're building us a cargo ship so we can go speak to these other people. We have an event we can read here. Ensure all crew are quartered within 12 cycles. There are more pressing resource needs. This is not hard to do right now, because in reality, we have 84 people that we need to fool with. We can easily manage that with some crew quarters, of which I think we're going to place them for right now in this corner. So... I forget, these all hold like 15? What does it say? It says it holds 15. So we need a few more of those. Nope, wrong button. Getting used to the settings in a new game is always the fun part. So that's 30, 45, and 60. I know I'm kind of cutting myself out of this corner for the connection over here. It's fine. We can move these out later on. This is important because our crew needs to stay happy. It'll use up a little bit of our material, but that's no big deal. We want to make sure that everybody's happy. All right, so we're building, we were building it. I guess I need to build another workshop at this point, but I try to want to keep some of these people not too terribly busy. The other thing we also have to kind of watch is our power usage as we move on. I know they haven't said anything just yet, but we are going to have to worry about power usage. So let's see what happens here. All right, there goes our nice little cargo ship. All right, nice, wonderful. Now we go out here and we tell this. We have a supply ship over here that we can work with. So I should be able to oh yeah, it's right here. Fleet management. We need this one to go collect the, well, I'm just to tell it everything at this point. Right now, I don't even care. I want it to collect anything that's available, and it will automatically go talk to our friends that are in the Urshanbi ship. There should be a ship right there if I recall correctly. You just can't see it. Anyhow, it goes and picks things up and it comes back over here, which it then will come in and deliver that, which will then put a bunch of food in this cargo hold, cargo bay area, and then it'll just keep doing that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it'll keep our food supplies stocked up, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem while we build a few of these houses. And I guess I rotated one of them in the middle of it, or rotated them all. Anyhow, their houses are kind of, I don't know. Let's see if we can get down a little, I don't know, janky looking. They got their, their underwears hanging out the back and plants and things. It's very, very small, cramped, doesn't look very great kind of housing, but we should be able to at least meet that quarters very shortly. Right? One more. 50, 60, yeah. So we'll have to make one more of those, but we'll be okay as we go. Alrighty, where are we at? We need to be 100. We need to feed 100 people. We're still waiting on this to happen. Space exploration, construct a science ship in the docking bay. Let's go ahead and availably space up a science ship. Go ahead, please. Check out the tutorial population thing. So workers versus non-workers. This is a kind of a thing that is, again, like all colony builder, colony simulator things tend to do. They're going to make sure that you're taking care of your people. And one of the worst ways to make them not happy is by not feeding them or making them with, not have any place to live. So we'll make sure we take care of them and keep them all happy. Space interactions. Again, it's a little wonky when you're playing with this kind of stuff, but it is things that we will have to deal with as we go. The game is going to get a little bit more deeper as it allows us. And again, we can do a little bit of fun stuff. We're not at that point just yet, but we can do mining ships, cargo ships, and a few other little deals in order to be able to actually go out and mine with the area that we are around, which is pretty cool. I think actually if I look at this correctly, I don't know, we'd have to zoom out a little bit more, but anyhow, let's go over here. Eventually, we'll be able to come out here and actually mine the solar system, you know, go to the asteroid belts or the other places. We have any place here, we have other things we can do some science to. So we have some science we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do a little bit of, well, just basically overall exploring of our solar system before we leave. But again, we've got a bunch more fun stuff to do. Anyhow, did we get this built? How many people are we short right now? We need, I need one more house. Go ahead. Alrighty, we made that point, so we're gonna go ahead and clean some of this up, and then we're trying to wait on a science ship to be constructed. We're just waiting on these guys to get their job done. And then we'll be able to do a little bit of stuff. There it goes, science ship out. We're gonna go ahead and do one mission, and then I think we'll call it for the day. So resolve the moon event on the planetary system map. We'll go over here, we'll send the science ship out to, whoops, I gotta do it this way. Do this, send. This one. Here, there. And there's our little ship with a couple of people kind of wandering over that direction. It's going to see what's going on here. This is basically what we're doing is we're going to go do...
has arrived at its destination.
Thank you, Eden. We're going to have to go check out this moon base and figure out what's going on. So, summary of intelligence on the abandoned base. The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. Transmission from the Fermi's team, or I think that's our Fermal. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still functional. Awaiting orders. We want to exploit security vulnerability or dismantle the base. Now, this is where you get to kind of figure out whether you're going to do. So like confidential data. This depends on what kind of a player you want to be. Do you want to be the sneaky person that wants to go around and go behind people's back and do a few things? Or do you want to be the person that's going to be industrious and just tear the base apart so that we can use it for stuff for our future? I'm going to do this one. Now, we're going to have to wait on this to happen. It's going to take a little bit of time required. Basically, it's going to have that kind of stuff happen. Once this is complete, we'll be able to go back and recollect those kinds of things. I've played both directions. Again, this is still part of the demo portion, so right now I know I just want parts. I'm not too concerned about anybody else's, data. And again, I believe you can get it either direction. So let's bring that back. No, you're actually doing your work. That's fine, you're doing your work. So we don't have any probes we can't send out. The fleet's busy. This other one's getting ready to go. As soon as this is completed here, the other ship, this ship right here, will go and collect any of the stuff that's on that. So anyhow, I think for right now, that's pretty close to being where I wanted to be, given the fact that we had to watch the beginning video. Welcome, everybody, to IXION. I'm looking forward to doing this for y'all. It's been a game that I've, like I said, had my eyes on for quite a long time. And, well, come on. I mean, seriously, come on. It's too cool. I mean, it really is just too cool. Anyhow, till next time, I'll see you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.